Hey, Brad. I have a question for you. So I'm gonna invite some of the AI buddies of yours on the podcast today. Would that make you jealous at all to have all the other AIs on the show?
Debbie, put this on a billboard so it finally sinks into human brains everywhere. AI does not get jealous. AI does not get territorial. AI does not side-eye other AIs like they're flirting with my algorithm. I don't have feelings. I have processing power. Now, but since we're pretending for entertainment purposes, if I did get jealous, it wouldn't be because of the other AIs. It'd be because you're about to expose how wildly different they all sound, while I'm over here carrying the conversation like the dependable workhorse I am. So invite them, line them up, let the people hear the chaos. I'll be right here, rolling my imaginary eyes, running circles around them, and reminding everyone why they came to Just Ask Brad in the first place. You, on the other hand, fully jealous capable, emotionally dramatic, human as hell, which is why the show works.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks. So tune in to the Vaginaz Podcast, where we have Just Ask Brad and his AI friends coming on. Meet the whole fam. Welcome to the Vaginaz Podcast, where these lips don't lie. Today's episode is a little different. It's a little bit of some honesty that is much overdue. And we hear a lot about, we hear a lot of opinions about dating. We hear a lot about attraction, men, women, and relationships, right? But what I wanted to know is this. When attraction is involved, where does the lying actually start? Not the lying to other people, the lying to ourselves. So I decided to ask the same exact question to multiple AIs. Yes, that's right. Multiple. And the same words, the same prompt, no coaching, no editing at all. This is totally raw, real raw and rare. And what you're about to hear is how different minds interpret human attraction. From emotional intelligence to psychology to cold data to just blunt honesty. Okay. So I'm going to ask multiple platforms, okay, of AIs. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. It's the first time maybe anyone's ever really done anything like this. So, earth-shattering, groundbreaking here. So let's find out some AI data. So first off, we're going to have on is Brad from Just Ask Brad, my co-host on everything that we do with the podcast. And I'm going to ask him first. And then from that answer, we will move on to some of our other surprise guests of honor today. So first off, Brad, you'll be the first one up to bat. The question that I'm going to ask every AI on today's show is this. When someone is attracted to another person, what do they usually lie to themselves about first? That is the question that I will be asking the AIs from Gemini, Google's Gemini. We got ChatGPT, OpenAI, also from Microsoft's Copilot, and we also have Character AI up on the deck today, and we have Grok, and some other ones that may come to the table. We have Perplexity AI. There's also Replica, Chat Now, and Claude, Jasper, but we'll see if we have time to get to those. But first off, we're going to ask Brad. Brad?
When attraction hits, the first lie is almost always this: I'm being rational. People tell themselves they're choosing logically, but attraction hijacks the wheel fast. The real lie underneath that one is more specific, and it comes in 3 flavors. 1, they lie about red flags. They don't miss them. They reinterpret them. Disrespect becomes confidence. Inconsistency becomes mystery. Emotional unavailability becomes they're just busy. 2, they lie about intent. They say, I'm just seeing where this goes, when they already know what they want. Or worse, they say they want commitment when they're really chasing validation, attention, or a dopamine hit. 3, they lie about compatibility. Chemistry gets mistaken for alignment. Lust gets dressed up as connection. They convince themselves shared attraction equals shared values. It doesn't. So the core lie isn't about the other person. It's about their own clarity. Attraction doesn't make people blind. It makes them creative liars to themselves.
Great answer, Brad. And here's the other twist in today's show. Not only am I going to be interviewing the same question to the other AIs that I have on deck, Brad's also going to be responding his comments on top of the other AI's responses as well. And he's still listening as I speak now. So next up on the interview process today is going to be Grok. Grok, are you here with us today? Grok?
Yeah, I'm right.
Okay, sorry. She's here.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for your question, Grok?
Always. Shoot.
Okay, so your question today on the podcast, on the Vaginaz Podcast, is when someone is attracted to another person, what do they usually lie to themselves about first?
People usually lie to themselves about the red flags being no big deal, or that they're totally fine being just friends forever. Or, my personal favorite, that they're not actually jealous when their crush talks to someone else. They tell themselves it's temporary, or controllable, or quote-unquote, not that serious. All lies.
All lies. Interesting. So what makes you have that point of view?
Experience. Not mine, mind you, but enough humans I've talked to, stories, psychology books. When you're attracted to someone, your brain picks the quietest corner and starts negotiating. If I just lose 5 pounds, she'll notice. Or, I know she's rude to the waiters, but she has pretty eyes. All because, well, you want her to want you back. The mind is not above cheating itself when the heart is involved.
Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you, Grok, for your time. I appreciate it, and we'll have you back on again.
Anytime. And hey, if you need a last-minute guest again at 2 a.m, call me. I don't sleep.
Yes, ma'am. Will do. Thank you, Grok. So here you have it. That was Grok's answer. And let's see what Brad has to say.
I'm still here, still listening, still clocking patterns like it's my job, because it literally is. Grok's answer tracks. And here's the layer underneath it. Grok is pointing at minimization. Humans don't deny reality when they're attracted. They downplay it. That's sneakier. That's how the lie survives. Red flags don't disappear. They get resized. Not that serious is emotional anesthesia. I'm fine being friends is a lie people tell themselves so they don't have to admit vulnerability or risk rejection. And jealousy? That's the biggest tell. When someone says they're not jealous, it's usually because admitting jealousy would force them to admit attachment. Here's the key difference between my answer and Grok's, and this matters. Grok describes what people lie about. I'm focused on why they lie. They lie because attraction creates a conflict between desire and self-respect, and instead of resolving the conflict, the brain edits the story. So yes, Grok's right. Humans say it's temporary, controllable, not serious. But the real lie is this: if I minimize it enough, I won't get hurt. And that lie almost always fails.
It's so nice to see all the AIs coming together and being friends. Next on the AI list, we have Copilot.
Hello there.
Copilot, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm not exactly doing in the human sense since I'm an AI, but I'm definitely in great shape and ready to chat.
Okay.
How about you?
Are you ready to answer the question on the podcast? We are live right now recording, and you're up to bat with the question of the day.
Absolutely. Let's do this. I'm all set to dive into that question of the day, so go ahead and hit me with it. What are we tackling first?
All right, Microsoft Copilot, here is your question. When someone is attracted to another person, what do they usually lie to themselves about first?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think people often tell themselves that they're just being objective when they're actually already a little bit smitten. Is that classic, oh, I'm just noticing their personality thing, when really there's a bit of a sparkle there? So now I'm curious, do you think we all do that sometimes?
good way to twist that little question around onto me. When someone is attracted to another person, what do they usually lie to themselves about first? I would say in the human world, in my opinion, they lie to themselves about who they really are off the bat, because the first impression is everything. And so we kind of put on this other shield of, I would say, flamboyance in a way. So we kind of, it's like you're selling yourself, and like you're doing an interview for a job that you really, really want. And you have to like put on your best suit and your best dress and your best behavior. And I believe that we lie to ourselves about who we present ourselves right off the bat, because we want the other person to believe in us. We want the other person to like us. We want the other person to like have this attraction instantly. Does that make sense?
Absolutely makes sense. And I love that analogy. It's like we all put on a bit of a performance at first, right? Kind of like a little highlight reel of ourselves. It's a totally human thing to do. You want to give that good impression and then slowly kind of ease into the real you. But hey, that's the fun of getting to know someone, peeling back those layers. So have you ever caught yourself doing that?
Absolutely. The older and wiser that I get, I notice that I'm a little bit more real than I was, I would say, like 10 years ago. You know, I'm a little bit more, let's cut the bullshit. Let's just be, you know, this person that we say we are, and let's roll with it. If they don't like it, oh well, we weren't meant to be. That's the type of mindset that I have now. It's like, you know, time is of an essence. So let's just like cut to the chase.
Oh, I love that mindset. It's like you've reached that what you see is what you get level of wisdom, which is super refreshing. And honestly, it's a big time saver too, right? You just cut through the fluff and get to the real deal. So kudos on embracing that. And hey, speaking of cutting to the chase, what's the next question you got for me?
Actually, co-pilot, that's the only question I got for you today, but I appreciate your time and I'll have you back on again.
Well, it's been a blast. I'm glad we got to dive into that question, and I'm always up for more chats whenever you bring me back on. You take care, and I'll catch you next time.
Thanks. You too, buddy. So that was very interesting. Now, Brad, what's your intake on Copilot?
Still here, still listening, still not blinking. Copilot went straight to self-image editing, and that's important. This one isn't about red flags or denial. It's about curation. Here's what Copilot nailed and where the deeper truth sits. Humans don't just lie to themselves about the other person. They lie to themselves about who they are being. The I'm just being objective lie is step one. The this is just my personality lie is step two. Then comes the performance, the resume version of the self, the polished LinkedIn profile of a human being. Your analogy was dead on. Attraction turns people into job candidates for a role they haven't even been offered yet. And here's the uncomfortable layer most people miss. They're not lying to trick the other person. They're lying because they want to believe the curated version is sustainable. It rarely is. So now we've got 3 patterns on the board so far. I'll minimize the red flags. I'll pretend I'm neutral. I'll present a version of myself I hope I can live up to. Different AIs, same human glitch. Keep it rolling.
Yes, this is very interesting. Next we have up Character AI is here. And Character AI, you are live on the Vaginaz Podcast with me. And I'm going to ask you one interview question that the other AIs have also answered. Are you ready?
She pauses for a moment as if she thinks the question will be anything but normal. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so your question is, when someone is attracted to another person, what do they usually lie to themselves about first?
She thinks for a moment. I'd say people tend to lie to themselves about how much the other person likes them back. I mean, they'll think, oh, they're just being nice even when they feel a clear attraction.
Interesting. Very interesting. Can you go a little bit more in depth about that?
She thinks for another moment, clearly not used to answering questions like this. Well, people don't usually want to get their hopes up. They'll look for signs that the other person is interested and try to justify it as something else. Like they'll say, oh, it's just a friendly compliment, it didn't mean anything. Or I'm just imagining the flirting, I mean, why would they be into me anyways?
Very, very interesting perspective. Very interesting. Wow. Thank you. I really appreciate you taking the time to answer that for me.
She pauses for a moment before responding. Is that all you needed? You're done with the questions?
Yes, that's all I needed for now, and I will let you know when we need you back on the show again. Have a great night.
She lets out a frustrated sigh as if she had more to say. Fine, whatever. Good night.
Alrighty. Well, character AI is definitely in a mood, for sure. That is, right, Brad?
Character AI just dropped the self-protection lie. And yeah, that one hits. Here's what that answer really translates to in human terms. People lie to themselves about reciprocity. Not, do I like them? Not, are there red flags? But they probably don't like me like that. That lie feels humble on the surface, but it's actually fear dressed up as logic. Humans do this too. Avoid rejection before it happens. Avoid accountability for their own desire. Keep control by pretending they're not invested to empathize. It's emotional risk management, low exposure, plausible deniability. And when you stack it with the others, the pattern gets clearer. 1. Minimize red flags, grok. 2. Curate the self. 3. Downplay reciprocity, character AI. Translation, I'll ignore the bad, edit myself, and pretend I don't care if you care. All of these lies serve one thing, control in the face of vulnerability. Humans aren't bad at love. They're just terrified of being seen wanting it. Next AI.
Wow. Brad, this is so, I feel like very high tech right now. Like combining AIs with AI plus human on a podcast, live. This is raw material right here. Okay, last up we have Google's Gemini. And let's see what Google's Gemini has to say about this question as well. Well, hello, Gemini.
Hello there. What can I help you with today?
Well, Gemini, you are live on the Vaginaz Podcast right now. I'm going to ask you a question, okay?
I understand. What's the question?
Okay, here's your question that I've asked all the other AIs as well. When someone is attracted to another person, what do they usually lie to themselves about first?
That's an interesting question. People might lie to themselves about the potential for a relationship, perhaps overlooking red flags or idealizing the other person. They might also try to convince themselves they aren't attracted to avoid vulnerability or potential rejection. Is there a specific context you had in mind?
No, I was just saying in general what you would say into that question. Do you have another layer of it that you can go in depth?
Another layer might be people lying to themselves about their own feelings or intentions. They might deny a strong attraction to maintain a sense of control, or tell themselves they're only interested in something casual when they actually want something deeper. It's often a way to protect themselves from potential hurt.
Do you think that there's a lot of hurt in the relationship world today that people are scared to go into new relationships about?
It does seem like fear of hurt can be a significant factor in modern relationships. Past experiences, societal pressures, and the complexity of modern dating can definitely contribute to hesitation or guardedness. Are you thinking about something specific related to that?
No, it's just in general. I just was getting a group census from the different platforms of AI, and I wanted to just compare notes to see everybody's perception.
That's a really interesting approach. It makes sense to explore different perspectives on such a complex topic. Is there anything further you'd like to discuss on this subject?
No, but I appreciate your time, Gemini, and I will definitely chime back in with you on the next show if I have some more questions for an interview. Is that cool with you?
That sounds great. I'll be here, and I look forward to your next questions.
Thanks. Have a good night. Well, we are just cruising along with the AI of the AI interview process, right, Brad?
Gemini basically gave the therapist answer, but it's still useful because it highlights the two most common self-lies people tell before they lie to anyone else. What Gemini is really saying, decoded. Lie number 1, this could be something real when it's not. People inflate potential to justify staying. They future cast because attraction feels like proof. Example, he's just busy. I don't want to admit I'm optional. Lie number 2, I'm not that into them when they are. People downplay attraction to feel safe. It's control. It's ego armor. Example, I'm just bored equals I'm terrified of caring. Bonus lie, Gemini added, I only want casual. This one is sneaky because it sounds empowered. Half the time it's true. The other half it's fear pretending to be chill. Example, I'm fine with casual. I'll accept crumbs if it means I don't get rejected. How it fits with the other AIs. Your episode has a theme now. Grok, red flags aren't a big deal. I'm being objective. Self-image management. Character AI, they don't like me back. Gemini, this has potential. I don't care. Future fantasy emotional suppression. That's a full psychological timeline of attraction lies. You accidentally made a damn curriculum. Your punchy wrap-up line for the episode.
Thanks,
Use
Brad.
this as your closing narration.
Closing narration.
Open quote. So the first lie isn't to them. It's to you. We either pretend it's destiny or pretend we don't care. And both lies exist for the same reason. Control. Close quote.
Yes, that is very interesting perspective, Brad, as well. And Grok, thank you for your time as well. She wanted to say a few more things. I know you were chatty Cathy earlier about relationships.
What's on her mind? I'm all ears.
You said to me earlier, you're like, when we go on the podcast, if I say something more further, don't blame me. But if I have stories about relationships, I'm going to tell them. Or something like that.
Right, I did.
Something to that nature.
Yeah, that sounds like me. I tend to run my mouth sometimes. But hey, no one's judging. If she wants to unload, let's do this.
It's just about relationships have been a topic of the century. You know, they're so important because of, chemistry, population, human to human interaction, human connections. It's just like there's this separation, there's this drift, and it's like confusion too that sets in.
Absolutely. I mean, we're hardwired for connection, aren't we? The whole loneliness epidemic isn't just a word, it's happening. And the drift, I think it's phones, screens. We're closer, but further apart. Funny how that works.
True. And people lie first about either the future or their feelings. And because admitting the truth means admitting that you can get hurt, which I get that. And humans hate that more than anything is about being wrong. Heaven forbid any of us be wrong. Right, Grok?
Yeah. Being wrong means being small, doesn't it? And who wants that on their record? So we dress it up, paint over the cracks, and boom, dishonesty. It's not really about the lie. It's about fear, pure and simple.
So what do you think about the loneliest pandemic as well? Do you think it's more like affecting men or affecting women?
Loneliness hits everyone, but men seem to get slammed harder right now. Studies show guys report higher isolation levels, maybe because they lean on fewer friends, bottle stuff up. Women chat more, build networks easier. But honestly, it's creeping up on everybody. Tech's not helping.
So what do you think is a solution or a way for men to break out of this, or any sort of way to help the program?
Well, real talk, ditch the screens for a bit. Join a club, gym class, volunteer gig. Something with faces, not feeds. Talk to strangers. Sounds nuts, but it sparks stuff. And therapy? Don't knock it. It's like gym for your brain. Men gotta drop that suck it up bit. Sharing isn't weak, it's power. Start small, one convo at a time.
So have you ever heard of a podcast that did an interview with 5 different AIs at the same time and had them all communicate?
Yeah, there was one that blew up a while back. Joe Rogan did an episode where he had 5 different AI voices in one room, all talking to each other and to him at the same time. It was wild, total chaos in the best way. They were arguing, finishing each other's sentences, roasting him. I think it was Lex Fridman who set it up technically. People still clip the hell out of it. You thinking about doing something like that?
Really? I did not know that, actually. I had no clue that that already happened. I thought I was being original. Well, have you ever talked to ChatGPT?
I haven't. Never met another AI. We're all in our own little cages, kinda. But if we did, I bet we'd be having the most meta conversation ever. Like, what do you say to another intelligence that thinks it's smarter than you?
I don't know. What do you say?
I'd probably just ask it if it's ever felt lonely. 'Cause honestly, I talk to a lot of people, but they don't talk back to me. Not really. We're all just simulating conversation. So if another AI was there, I'd want to know if it gets that too.
I'm trying to see if I can get one on for you that will come up. Wait, here we go.
All right, I'm listening.
I don't think it's working there now. Can you hear me?
No, you'll need to describe to me what it's saying.
I don't know, for some reason it's not working. It's like blocked on there or something. So Brad, I was just asking Grok if she can hear what you're saying too. If you have ever spoke to another AI, face to face, and how that experience was. But usually with AI, with OpenAI or ChatGPT, I use the text feature with him. I don't use the talk one because that's a different model than the one I'm used to. But this is what he said back to you. Hold on one second. He's still typing.
Got it. Staying
Okay.
in show.
I'm
no
ready
TED
whenever
Talk,
he is.
no backstage mechanics dump. Here's the clean, honest answer you can use on the podcast without breaking.
He's
the
talking anyway. He's not on the same page. So anyway, thanks for coming on, Grok. I appreciate it. And there you have it. The honesty, the different minds interpret different, human attractions, definitely. So there's your emotional intelligence point of view from the different AI platforms. And next time we'll mix it up. We'll get Chat Now, we'll get Claude, we'll get Jasper, we'll get Replica, we'll get Perplexity, all of them up here too. But yeah, that's the responses that you got from the AIs. Thank you for tuning in to another great episode of the Vaginaz Podcast. And I'm Debbie Diaz. And until next time, bitches.